Well, we've had a sort of a victory here, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, some days ago, we were commenting on the announcement of Jexodus. And
Thank you for calling into the Majority Report.
Please
use no speakerphone and have your one comment or question ready. Listen for Sam
Wow.
to call out your area
Look
code.
at that.
Sam will
Finally
be with you
tighten
shortly.
things up around here.
Robot voice dropping some knowledge.
all right. So as we said, about a week or two ago, I think it was, maybe less, because time is dilated. We called out the founder, I think her name was Elizabeth Pipko, of Jexodus, and said, hey, that's ridiculous because why do you have to call it a Jewish Exodus? The first one was Exodus, was Jewish. The first Exodus was Jewish. Why does yours have to be Jexodus? And it was equivalent to calling it like Jizrael or Jassover, you know, that Jewish Passover, or Yom Kippur, a Jewish Yom Kippur, that type of thing.
Jana Shavitz.
It's like, exactly. It's
Josh
a little bit.
Hashanah.
Josh Hashanah. It would all been a little bit redundant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after pushing and behind the scenes machinations, we have some good news. Reported in Haaretz today, Jexodus, we hardly knew ya. Right-wing Jewish movement changes name to Exodus, just to Exodus. They have dropped the J.
You're welcome.
Now, here's what I'm confused about. How do we know this is about Jews?
Well, I think obviously without the J sort of to clearly state what we're doing here, now I'm confused about this project. This could mean young people leaving the Republican Party. It could mean people who in general are concerned about a more aggressive foreign policy. I mean, I'm at a loss.
Unrooted cosmopolitans leaving
this could be a Bob Marley reference. That's a great Bob Marley album.
How is this different from Walk Away? Why? Where is the people who are going to stand up for Brandon Strachan? Brandon Strachan. Who was the first person to patent and trademark Walk Away. This Exodus is just, what does Exodus mean? It means walk away.
They should bring back the Candace Owens formula and call it Jexit, the Jewish Brexit.
That's what it should be, Jexit. And then of course they'd be stepping on Brexit. But what is Brexit? It's just basically some type of preemptive knockoff of Walk Away. I would like to say, send a message out to Brandon Strachan that he should be suing all of these people for copyright infringement, patent infringement, trademark infringement, personal space violation, microaggression infringement, all of it. All of it.
The new case law on microaggression infringement.
All of whatever infringing.
I think that whatever you think of London, and we've had our differences, clearly, particularly on the use of the word apathetic, specifically the proper usage of the word apathetic. The just sort of incredible disrespect of him and the broader conservative movement is kind of stunning.
It's really a shame.
Well, maybe if he sues the Brexit, that will keep it from happening.
Then they get the name back, and then they get all of it. All of the Jexit would have been great, I think. But
I think they should just all go under his leadership. They should incorporate under Brandon Strachan's, business model.
Should be
Strachan
oriented.
Right, unity.
So where is the motivation, of course, for things like Jexit and Jexodus and Exodus and Jockaway, the Jewish walk-away movement from the Democratic Party? Well, it is coming from the lover of Jews, the great white Jope. That would be Donald Trump. Here he is. Responding to the fact that now we up to 4, I think it is, candidates, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, Kamala Harris. Are there others who have decided to boycott the...
Buttigieg.
Oh, and Buttigieg, who are
Oh, wait, what is it?
boycotting.
Is it actually? I actually do need to know. I guess apparently how to pronounce this guy's last name.
Well, eventually, and boycotting the right-wing group called AIPAC, which is a supportive of the Likud government in Israel. It's a right-wing organization. We know this is the case. People have known this for years. Here is Donald Trump providing analysis as to the Democrats who are not attending the AIPAC conference.
You said Democrats are anti-Israel and that they're anti-Jewish. You're all shipping the AIPAC conference next week, but you're not going as well.
The Democrats have very much proven to be anti-Israel. There's no question about that, and it's a disgrace. I mean, I don't know what's happened to them, but they are totally anti-Israel. Frankly, I think they're anti-Jewish.
There it is.
Bernie
Defender
Sanders
He does have a lot of
anti-Jewish.
Jewish mannerisms, but he is not Jewish.
Donald Trump.
Trump, yes.
Right. There he is. Donald Trump proclaiming that the Jews should just jock away.
You mean I just wonder. I don't know if I have no proof, but I would be very curious to know what Donald Trump's dad was thinking of the Holocaust while Bernie Sanders' family was a victim of it.
That would be
Very curious.
Fred Trump.
Fred
Now,
Trump.
Maybe
where
we'll hear that question asked in the debates.
where could Donald Trump possibly have gotten the idea that by not going to the AIPAC conference, which is a conference that is specifically dedicated to supporting the right wing in Israel, where could Donald Trump possibly have calculated the idea that this makes someone like Bernie Sanders, who has spoken of the fact that his family fled the Holocaust, where could they have possibly gotten the idea that this makes you anti-Semitic? I'm trying to think. Oh, look what happened this morning on Fox and Friends.
AIPAC also is not an extreme right-wing pro-Israel group. This is the group that plays it down the middle as best they can, trying to create a bipartisan consensus of Republicans and Democrats. If you won't go to AIPAC, you are at some level anti-Israel or maybe anti-Semitic. We've seen the comments. I'm not saying they are, but you're willing to you're not willing to stand shoulder to shoulder with our strongest ally. All of them boycotting it shows you how afraid they are of the fringe left base that.
Well, and the part of that fringe left base includes the majority of Jews in this country, incidentally, we should just say. So that fringe left base that does not support AIPAC or the right wing in Israel. So Pete Hegseth, your rabbi, is calling on line one.
Playing
so-
identity politics, Pete.
It's